This practice will be more centered on the breath. So we'll do some movement to help open up the breath and to help practice some of the meditations we've been going through while experiencing movement and while experiencing physical sensation. And then I'll guide you through a breathing practice that will help with relaxation, will help with regulating the nervous system, but also serves in its own way to help you build up strength and endurance with just a little bit of challenge in the breath. So please join me in a seated position. Again, you can be in a chair or on the floor, whatever is most comfortable for you. And take a moment to settle in, to feel into your body, and to feel into your natural breath. Start to breathe more deliberately into the rib cage, feeling your rib cage all the way from the top of your waist up into your collarbones and shoulders. Letting the rib cage lift and expand as you inhale and fill the lungs. Letting it slowly relax as you empty the lungs. And this whole time you're maintaining your nice, tall, seated posture, lengthening up through the crown of the head, shoulders and neck relaxed. And just notice how this feels to breathe without any preparation, without any movement. Notice how it feels to breathe in your body today. As you continue to breathe naturally, bring to mind an opportunity for self-compassion. Think of a situation in your life that is difficult, that is causing you stress or anxiety right now. Call that situation to mind and give yourself permission to feel the discomfort in your body, in your mind, in your emotions. Give yourself permission to feel. Fully experience this difficult situation and label it as suffering. Allow yourself to feel this moment for what it really is and to call it what it is. Now recall that suffering is part of being a human. It is part of life. It is something that every living creature experiences. And now adopt a compassionate self-touch with your hands resting over your heart or anywhere else that feels comfortable. And use this opportunity to speak to yourself with kindness. Simply inviting in a sense of self-compassion, or speaking to yourself in the way that you need to right now to experience kindness and compassion for yourself and this difficult situation that you are experiencing. Allow the sensation of suffering and the sensation of compassion to both be a part of your experience at the same time. And then moving at your breath pace, with an inhale, lift your arms up. Let your shoulders shrug up, reach your fingers up. And as you exhale, relax your arms down, letting the ribs come down, letting the shoulders relax. And continue like that. Inhale, stretching up, letting everything lift. And exhale, lowering down, letting everything come back to neutral. Just one more breath like this. And now adding on with your next inhale, reaching up. Exhale, leaning over towards the side. Inhale, reaching up. Exhale, one hand comes down as you lean over towards the other way. And keep going like that. Inhale, reaching up, lifting. Exhale, lowering down. We're opening up and activating through the side body here into the muscles in between each rib, which will help us to find a fuller, deeper breath as we move on. When you come over to the side the next time, pause and really reach up and over with your top fingertips and see if you can breathe a little bit more into this side of the body that's opening, into the ribs, maybe imagining stretching and creating space in between each rib. And then stay here, but lean a little bit more forward. So you're looking down towards the floor. And breathe a little bit more into the upper back. And then stay leaning to this side, but open up, reaching your top arm back. You might bend your elbow a little bit like I'm doing and maybe look up towards the ceiling. And then breathe a little bit more into the chest, into that upper rib cage. And then when you're ready, slowly return to neutral. Give your shoulders and your arms a little break, maybe a little bit of a roll. Notice any differences between sides of your body. And then we'll do those holds on the other side. So with your next inhale, reach your arms up. Exhale over to the side, pausing here. Breathing into the ribs. So literally using your breath to move this opening side of your body a little bit more. And then when you're ready, turn down more towards the floor. Keep reaching through that top arm and breathe a little bit more into the upper back. And then when you're ready, slowly open up towards the ceiling, reaching this top arm back, maybe looking up and breathing more into the upper chest, upper rib cage. And when you're ready, very slowly come back to neutral. Let your arms rest comfortably. Maybe find a little bit of movement in the shoulders or the head to help you return to neutral. And now we're going to come into a twist and hold this for quite a long moment and come back to some of the work we've been doing internally. So take your time, you'll come into the twist gently, and then as time goes on, maybe go a little bit deeper, but we're not forcing the body, we're just using the breath and slowly easing in and slowly coming in deeper as the body feels safe and comfortable to do so. So when you're ready, turn gently towards the side and just let your hands rest wherever they want to rest. Not using the hands to pull, just to kind of keep you from turning back. Keep your breath full and deep, breathing into the full rib cage. Now bring to mind again the area of suffering that you recalled earlier, that opportunity for self-compassion. Give yourself permission to call to mind the details of that experience of suffering, the memories of what was said or done, or the tension you have about the future. Notice with kindness how that feels in your body. Take another long, slow breath as you give yourself permission to feel anger, frustration, fear, or unworthiness. Ready, slowly unwind, making your way back to center, maybe adopting a compassionate self-touch like hands over the heart. Pausing here for a few moments to breathe and to notice. When you're ready, slowly setting up for the same thing on the other side. Slowly turning, getting yourself set up. Gradually deepening the posture as you recall again an opportunity for self-compassion, remembering those feelings of frustration and anger, and choosing to stay present with physical sensation and with emotional sensation. When you're ready, returning to neutral, maybe adopting again that same compassionate self-touch. Now take a few more breaths here, feeling into your body. You might do a little bit of rounding or arching in your spine. You might do a little bit of movement for your hips or your legs. If you've been sitting for a while and want to change how you're sitting to be more comfortable, you can. And then we'll settle into the breath. And the practice we're going to be doing today is alternate nostril breath, or Nadi Shodhana. So first let's just practice resting the thumb and the ring finger of your hand against the part of your nose where bone becomes cartilage. So not on the soft part of your nostril, but a little bit further up where you can close and open the nostril with as little effort as possible. Just kind of experiment with that. And if you need to pause and blow your nose so you can breathe a little bit more easily, feel free to do that. And then you might just have your index and your middle finger kind of tucked in, or you might rest those on your forehead. Sometimes that can help with a little bit more focus here in this breath practice. So let your hand relax for a moment. Come back to your good seat. And breathe fully. Breathe into the whole rib cage. And notice how that feels now. As with any of the practices we have gone through together, we don't want to force the breath. We're not trying for any particular goal. We're trying to work with the body to find the best pace, the best breath for today. So take a few more breaths here to notice what a good natural length and capacity is for you today. And we'll try to breathe with an inhale and exhale that are about the same length today. So if it's useful for you, you might count your inhale and exhale just to try to keep them about even. Keeping in mind that when you're breathing through one side of your nose, you can breathe a little bit slower than you can through both sides. And if it feels like a good idea for you today to just breathe naturally through both nostrils, then you can do that. Or when you're ready, please get your hand ready on your nose and inhale fully through both nostrils. And then close off the right and exhale through your left. Inhale left. Switch and exhale right. Inhale through the right. Switch and exhale left. Inhale left. And continue like this. Exhale, inhale on each side. Allowing the breath to be as smooth as possible. Focusing all your awareness on the breath and on the sensation of the fingers against the nose. Remembering to maintain your good, tall posture and to use the whole capacity of your lungs and your ribs. Continue like this a little while longer, really taking your time, all of your awareness on the breath. Continue in this way until the next time you exhale through your left nostril. And then allow your hand to relax and breathe fully and naturally through both sides of your nose. Pausing here to notice and feel. Now bring to mind again the area of suffering that you recalled earlier, that opportunity for self-compassion. Give yourself permission to call to mind the details of that experience of suffering, the memories of what was said or done, or the tension you have about the future. Notice with kindness how that feels in your body. Take another long, slow breath as you give yourself permission to feel anger, frustration, fear, or unworthiness. Choosing to be present with these emotions, even as you remain present with your breath. And now please make your way onto your back, finding a really supported position. We will be here for a little while, so if you'd like to bring a little bit of a towel or a blanket underneath your head and neck, or even cover up with a blanket, you can. Really get cozy for this one. And find a position where you can be really comfortable, maybe supporting underneath the knees if it's not comfortable for you to stretch your legs out long. And then resting your hands on your body or down by your sides. And we're going to start with a progressive muscle relaxation exercise, bringing some tension into the body and then releasing it. We're going to start down at the feet. So please curl your toes in. Activate the muscles in your feet. Squeeze, squeeze. Feel tension building in your feet. And then relax the feet. And notice that contrast. And now, squeeze, activate the feet and the ankles and the lower legs, tensing the whole lower leg. Ankles, feet, and toes. Feel tension building. And then relax. And you might even, I kind of naturally wiggle when I relax to help release that tension. You might try that. When you're ready, move on to the knees and the thighs. Activating as if you could lift your kneecaps and squeeze the muscles of your thighs into the bone. Feeling that tension. And then release. Now moving on to the hips and the glutes. Activate through the hips. Squeeze the glutes. Lift up on the pelvic floor. So you're lifting from the inside, squeezing from the outside, activating all those muscles, feeling the tension. And then releasing. Move on now to the belly, to the back. So the low belly beneath the rib cage, hugging in the waist, the oblique muscles, the abdominal muscles, the muscles in the back. Feel tension growing. Activate. And then slowly release. Move on now into the rib cage, into the chest, into the upper back. Engage these muscles as if you are compressing the rib cage in. Continue to breathe, but feel that tension building. And then release. Now come into the hands. Make fists with your hands. Squeeze in tight. Feel tension building. Feel sensation growing. And then relax. And feel that contrast. Next, activate the hands and the forearms. Feel the whole lower arm and the hands tensing. Feel sensation building. And then slowly release. Now move on to your upper arms and shoulders. Again, squeeze the muscles in as if you're trying to squeeze them in towards the bone or trying to squeeze your arms up into the shoulder sockets. Feel that activation, feel tension building. And then slowly relax. Moving on to the neck and the throat. Activate through the neck. Continue to breathe. Continue to allow sensation and tension to build. And then release. Now moving on to the face. Scrunch up the face. Squeeze the features. Maybe clench your jaw even. Continue to breathe. Continue to feel that sensation. And then slowly release. Take a moment and feel the entire body. And if you feel like you're in a nice place where the whole body is resting completely, then continue to enjoy that feeling. If you feel like the body is still resisting or still holding on to tension, then invite that tension into the entire body. Clench your fist, curl up your toes, activate all the muscles of the legs, glutes, abdomen, chest, shoulders, arms, neck, face. Feel tension building through the entire body. Keep breathing. Feel those sensations. And when you're ready, slowly, slowly release. Slowly, slowly soften. And then soften more. Feel each and every place where your body is resting. And give each and every place permission to rest more and more. Allow your body to surrender into rest. Pause once again and bring to mind that opportunity for self-compassion. Notice your breath. Notice how thinking about that moment of suffering that you recalled earlier makes you feel physically, emotionally, and energetically. Continue to feel the breath. Continue to give yourself permission to feel what you are feeling. Inviting awareness of this moment of suffering and this moment of self-compassion at the same time. Awareness of the breath and awareness of your internal experience. Stay here as long as you like. And then give yourself time to slowly transition and gradually conclude this time of meditation.